We drink.
Yeah, we're gonna drink. That's what we do here
We drink.
at Cask Strength. Speaking of which, I should pour some whiskey. But in the meantime, hi everybody. What's up? I got some Kirkwall Bay. We got a special guest coming in just a second.
Yes.
I don't know how we managed to pull this one off, but I mean, nobody tell him that he's slumming it. I'm sure it'll be totally fine and normal, and it will all work out.
It's a little secret. It's a secret.
It's a secret.
Right.
It's not a secret anymore because I'm going to hit the button to bring him in because we can't waste his time.
Can't be a secret.
So here's our special guest for the week.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Pleasure to be
Some
here.
people might recognize him. Some might not. I don't know.
Yeah, I understand that, I'm in the public eye. I know. But it's truly a pleasure to be here with Cask Strength. It's a highlight for me, really. Longtime fan, never really chatted, but long-time fan.
I loved you in that movie about grapes.
We don't talk about that. That was in the rider.
Sorry, my bad.
Come on, Brad. He's never coming back again now.
Yeah, Christina was saying no one was here yet, and that's a fair point. We did actually start on time-ish.
Yes.
What do you mean? What do you mean you started on time? Like, isn't that how this operates?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes.
All the time.
Wouldn't we have a guest as important as you? We don't want to waste your time, so we actually do things on time.
I'm blushing. Don't do that.
The numbers are actually so high that it's just not registering the amount of viewers that we have.
The amount of viewers. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I'm assuming it's in the hundreds of thousands.
We've broken YouTube.
Yes. The internet has been broken.
Oh, I like that. I like it when things break.
So how's everybody doing?
I'm doing super.
What are you drinking over there, Leo?
Honestly, the blood of the innocent. But what?
Okay. I mean,
okay.
To each their own. No judgments. I'm sure the lawyers will take care of it.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah. That's what they get paid for. I am drinking Texas whiskey blend.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
that's a tasty one.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a whiskey show. I forgot.
Yeah.
It is technically a whiskey show.
Sometimes.
I haven't had
Depends
any
on
of
the
the
day.
Alliance series. I don't think. Yeah. But one day, hopefully. I am wrong.
I still have some. I think it's that same one. So, be able to get some to you at some point, I'm sure.
Oh, this is not what I wanted to.
Torba.
King.
Are you clicking on things again?
Springbank.
That is what I'm drinking.
Oh, nice.
Is
Springbank,
that like
9-year local barley.
Is that like when is it bouncy?
Yeah.
Because it's spring bank.
It's as bouncy as your hair is, Leo.
Yeah.
That's very sad to hear, Charles. I hope you can rectify that terrible situation.
Yeah. Please, if you are able to, Charles, please. If you are unable to, then I'm glad you're here for the entertainment value at least.
Yeah.
Hey, Scotty Swing, what's up, buddy? Look at the color on that. That's just something I'll never get over, like especially when you're used to drinking scotch a lot, especially a lot of Isla scotch. It's not super dark. And you pour just like a bourbon.
That's Texas.
Yeah.
That's what Texas does to whiskey.
Fantastic.
Dan, don't talk over the famous person.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm out of my depth here, really. So
that's also a fair point, Charles. It's a very fair point.
Yeah, I think me and Brad clicked on that at the same time. I removed it, but yeah, at some point it will get entertaining. At some point, for at least
you'd think it would. I mean, we're
It will
more
get
than 100
entertaining.
episodes in, and I think we've been entertaining a couple of times at least.
And statistically, we've had to have
We're
been.
bound to have another entertaining moment at some point.
I mean,
Oh, good
I'm not
God,
paid
this is
enough to
good.
be entertaining right now, so
It's
Oh,
fair.
What?
You're getting paid way more than any of us
You're
are to
telling
be
me all
here.
that-
So.
You're telling that all that money that you're being paid from this is not enough.
wait, I'm getting paid?
Where did
You
all
better
that
talk to
money
your
go?
agent, I think. You and your agent
Yeah,
have to have a
there's
conversation
something's going
about
on here.
that.
Something fishy's going on here.
Something very strange is
Oh,
going
this
on.
is really awkward. If this is an unpaid appearance, I really should just leave then, because it's not really good for my brand to just be somewhere. Like I'm kind of angry now at you guys for this terrible setup. You
Sure.
know,
Do you have something that you want to mention, that you're working on or something before you go? I know you like to
Anything you
pimp out
want?
your projects on these appearances.
You know what I'm working on?
Plug.
Being amazing. Fuck off.
Wow.
Oh,
Did he just get sucked out into the void?
I think so.
guys, I saved
There
it.
you go.
I got rid of the asshole.
Oh, good. Oh, the void is
Oh,
back,
nice
thankfully.
one. Nice one. That was
Jeez.
Oh,
that was bittersweet.
You know,
Having such high
they say
profile.
never meet your heroes. So I guess that makes sense.
wow, that was awkward.
Oh, fantastic!
That was a little bit awkward. I think that might have been too high a bar to try to set on cask strength as far as guests go.
I just don't know how he got into my bandwidth. Like, he's got some amazing people working for him.
I mean, Leo DiCaprio.
I know, but like,
Inception level stuff is happening.
listen, he just intruded in the void.
Okay.
It's
Evening,
uncomfortable
Donald.
for me.
Thanks for stopping by.
Stop it, you lot, when I intrude in the void.
Brad,
I mean,
you were rocking some Kirkwall Bay.
I am, yes.
Nice. That is, I'm not gonna say one of my favorites, but
I
it's
have a
unique.
teeny little bit left. There's not,
Oh,
not
nice.
very much.
It's a funky little Highland Park. It's young, definitely super young,
It's tasty.
but it's got those. It's got like almost a Campbelltown level of garbage funk kind of going on there in with the Highland Park notes. But I like it a lot. It was a little gem I picked up on clearance, and I just read it and saw, okay, it's independent bottle, it's Orkney, it's likely Highland Park. It's obviously, I haven't heard of it. It's probably kind of young. I took a chance on it, and I absolutely love it. So, yeah, independent Highland Parks, independent bottled Highland Parks for me are like up amongst my, as far as you can make a specific category, independent bottled Highland Parks for me are amongst my favorite whiskeys. Always, every one I've had is just remarkable.
It is very good stuff.
I think we've only had the one so far, and it's pretty good.
yeah, I'm not a Highland Park fan.
That
for the
one
most
is
part.
not the best. That one, that the Kirkwall Bay is probably like amongst my least favorite, but I still really, really like it. It's just as far as independent bottle Highland Parks go, it's not remarkable, but it is really tasty and really unique. And I wish I picked up more.
I just don't like Highland Park.
Was, like 40. Oh, really? It is my second favorite
not a fan.
distillery. If I had to choose, I'm a big fan. Big fan. But again, and it's funny too because I've only had like I haven't had many of their core releases at all. I've had the 18 year. I've obviously had the 12 year. The 12 year is one of my favorites at the price point up here in Ontario. But I've had a ton of independent bottles. I've had like I think 4 different North Star Highland Parks. They've all been remarkable. And all the single casks they do too. They do a lot of single cask releases for different stores and locations and airports and whatnot, as many distilleries do. But the ones I've had from Highland Park again have been absolutely remarkable. They have one 12-year-old from sherry finish for Texas, and it is mind blowing. It's one of those things where you take a standard 12-year-old Highland Park and put it next to it, and it's like not even in the same
Not the
league
same thing.
at all. Again, I love Highland Park standard, Highland Park 12. I truly do, but the single casks are really, really special. The one we had actually for the LCBO called Trillium is very, very tasty. Super, super tasty Highland Park. And I think that's probably my favorite and only shining example I can give of an LCBO exclusive being so fantastic. But yeah, it's a gooder. If you get the opportunity to try any independent bottles or cask strengths or single casks or anything that's kind of out of the core range, give that a shot because they're just a lot more value in there for me. Just a delicious drams. Hey AJ, what's happening, buddy? Good to see you.
And see, now people are showing up. Like
Yeah.
now that it's late, it makes sense. That's
Yeah.
We have no one to blame but ourselves for that situation.
We have placed that expectation.
Yeah, was that one? Was that an earlier release for LCBO, Peter, or was that one in like the Netherlands or Holland or somewhere like that? I remember that name, but I can't remember where it was from. If it was like again an older LCBO release, if it was from somewhere in Europe. But definitely familiar. Okay, now LCBO. Okay, so that's the current LCBO one. Okay. Yeah, they are very expensive. Dave actually got a Trillium on clearance. Insane. Probably one of the best scoops ever. Huge pickup on the Trillium. But they're all over two. I think probably 250. I'm guessing, Peter. 250 or possibly more. 299 even. Blame Vito and Josh. It's all their fault.
That's not a bad plan. I like that plan a lot.
What are we blaming?
The two that are no longer here. Yeah.
What are we passing
Everything.
the buck on to them for? Oh,
Probably something related.
Okay, yeah, excellent. That's pretty sound. Pretty sound. Oh goodness, Donald, I wish so many times that you had Facebook, because in our Ontario whiskey group, there's a lot of Irish questions always going on, and I always want to just tag. Oh, I'm tagging Donald Rance up in here. Nope, no, I'm not. At two, make it to clearance at 250. Yeah, like. I'll be honest. The Trillium, I'd pay $200 for. Not necessarily on a pure taste for dollar value, but I mean I do really, really enjoy it. I wouldn't be heartbroken paying $250 for it. It's also kind of neat that it is an Ontario exclusive that tastes really, really good, and the name's pretty cool too. Trillium. That's our provincial flower. For those of you that aren't in the ONT, big ONT. Well, I poured a little bit of this before we started streaming, and then I topped it up because I'm enjoying it so much. And I'm not going to top it up again because I'd like to sit down some more and write in my journal with this one. So I'm going to stop before I empty the entire sample. And you guys start seeing me fall off the screen.
I mean, that would be fun.
Dan down.
I mean, I might be right behind you because I think I have all high proof with me tonight.
Nice. I literally only have the Blue Peak sitting here, and that's all I'm going to get because I'm not getting up.
I'm going to switch to some Lefroy Carchus Fino.
Ooh, nice.
Which I don't know what the ABV on the Kirkwall Bay is offhand, but other than that, 51.8 is the lowest percentage that I have next to me. think the Kirkwall Bay is probably lower than that. But...
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, the Kirkwall Bay again. I think that's just it's kind of a hidden little gem there. I've never really seen much about it. I've never seen many reviews. And truth be told, I actually I haven't seen anybody really with a bottle of it. And it was just that I remember the day too. I remember I'm lucky because I have Adam at my disposal. So if I'm ever in an LCBO, Adam and Dave there in our chat, our local chat, I'll throw up something. I'll be like, "Is this worth it? Is this good?" And then I'll just get Adam's tasting notes on it, the value, if it's more expensive or less expensive at another location somewhere that's available. Really handy resource.
He is.
To have for sure. And they were all kind of like, I don't know, I don't know about that one. And I'm like, you know what? I'm pulling the trigger. I've really never had a whiskey from Orkney that I did not enjoy. Not one.
That's fair.
It's kind of like Isla. I can't remember having an Isla that I genuinely actually did not enjoy, wouldn't enjoy a second glass of, which is saying something, because I've certainly had a lot, and I'm definitely not a love every whiskey guy by any means. I really am not. So, yeah. I've had lots of Highland that I didn't enjoy. I've had some Lowland I didn't enjoy. Tons of Space Ciders I didn't enjoy. So yeah, I think that's saying something. It's a nice little island down there.
Oh, son of a bitch! God, and another thing, you asshole!
He's still here?
I really I cannot believe the things you made me do for this. Sorry, he got in again.
Oh, that's weird.
I gotta update this firewall.
Are you okay, Void?
No. I got definitely something wrong. Something's wrong.
Very strange.
Do we need to reboot you?
I need reboot the Void. I don't even know how it works.
It's tricky.
This is what I've moved on to now. Elements of Isla Torba, and it is a doozy. It is what was the something for a 20th anniversary? I can't remember who it was. Probably the people that own Elements of Isla. But it's a blend from 3 Isla distilleries, and one of them is Death.
King of voice tracking.
Have any of you guys and the folks at home had any chance to try any Elements of Isla?
I've looked at them, but I never got a chance to actually to get any of them.
I've only had the one from you.
There's a bunch of the elements on that. You can buy a bunch of different types of elements, right?
Yeah,
they have a whole entire thing.
Oh yeah, they have tons. They have single malts. They have blends. Did you see that Ardbeg one that I posted in the chat earlier today? There's a 16-year-old single cask strength sherry cask Ardbeg. It's so dark and it's natural color, and it just looks amazing. It's called AR11, and yeah.
Does look tasty.
It's something. It's a very, it looks so good. It's by leaps and bounds the darkest Ardbeg that I've personally seen. And I know looks aren't anything, but it's nice to see when, again, you're used to Isla whiskeys. Even aged Isla whiskeys are fairly light, generally speaking.
You posted it in a chat or on one of the pages? I don't see it.
either the cast strength or the other one.
I think it's the
I'm
other
pretty
one.
sure.
I'm not
It must
positive.
I don't know. I have not really been buying whiskey a whole lot, but
right there.
we did just pick up a Scorch the other day.
Nice,
Oh,
nice,
nice.
awesome.
Sweet.
What a cool.
Regular.
You really have to hand it to them. Everyone, not everyone, a lot of people, Ardbeg haters chirp and all this, and they're like, oh, the gimmicky this and that. I think it's absolutely fantastic because it's not just a gimmick. The whiskey is decent. It's not just a gimmick. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
like
whiskey is a titanically slow moving thing, and staleness just creeps in, and familiarity just creeps in, and you end up in just this box. I drink this, I drink that. At least this is a shakeup, and it kind of just, puts a little spice in there. Is it the best thing ever? No, but at least it's doing something.
Yeah, and they're good. They are a departure. That's the thing I like about them. It's not like, oh, this is a nice whiskey. A lot of them are quite an experiment and very much a departure from the core line. And I think it's really, really neat. The ones that come to mind right away, just some of the more recent ones, Grooves and Drum, totally different, like such a departure from the regular stuff. And I think that's fantastic. And you guys know me. Something that's
bad.
Well,
They're never bad.
No,
like, there
not
might
at all.
be things that you don't enjoy about a specific one. Like, but it's never a bad whiskey. You might have elements of it that you might not particularly care for, but it's never a bad whiskey. It's not like they're putting out cheap shit like Hay Club and Canadian Mist, like with a little bit of peat in it. Like it's like they've never gone so bad. It's never been in the realm of bad.
If you went to a bar, and I know, is it Grooves or was it Drum that you weren't super big on at all?
Yes.
Was it both of them?
Okay, so both of them.
Yeah.
So but if there's 20 scotches out of our bag, and some of them are like, they got space ciders and all that stuff, you're probably going to be pretty happy that they have Ardbeg Drum. That's the kind of thing that I think Christina's saying there. Like, it's not bad. It's definitely not your favorite. It's not what you look for in an Ardbeg or any of that, but it's still really standing alone on its own, a taste.
I'm just going to say right now, I've never said I'm factual. I'm an opinionated asshole.
Fair.
So there's that too.
It can't be saved, Charles. I've tried.
Oh, yeah, no.
With many peated things.
There's a whole video on that.
There is a video on that.
We have tried mixing it with many a good whiskey, and no.
I wasted Octomar trying to mix peat into it. It still tasted like Canadian Mist somehow.
It's a hard. That's just you can't win that battle, unfortunately. It's basically the One Ring.
What's the saying? Polish a turd?
You can polish a turd. A polished turd is polished.
Yeah, but it's still a turd.
It's still a turd.
Yeah.
But this turd won't be polished.
I've seen that actually on a YouTube channel for sure.
It's a thing.
Like a Mythbusters thing that went and did it or something. I don't remember.
Yeah. But yeah, it's Canadian Mist is just there's nothing you can put, like, so funny too, because I'm even still willing to bet, and I don't drink cocktails, especially like I'll just say like a rye and Coke if it is rye, but I'm pretty sure it's all corn. If you put Canadian Mist amongst like 5 other drinks mixed with like Coke, I would be able to tell Canadian Mist every time. Like, it's so
bad.
I'll never forget. It is truly, honestly unique. There's something about it that it sticks with you. Like all of those other same genre of bottom shelfers, it's just so astringent. Like it's got such a solvent chemical.
There's a whole entire reason why like people have gone Brad and I and Ray have gone back and forth with making videos about how terrible Canadian mist is.
It's real bad.
Yeah, it's a rite of passage, and I'm glad that I've gone through it and never will again, or hope.
I think I still need to feel sorry about that it turned into a rite of passage.
Yes, that is 100%.
You know what? It's worse.
Says the man
joke.
that bought dozens of sample bottles and distributed them to people.
I did do that.
So
hey, but listen, he's also purchased and distributed dozens of other fantastic whiskeys, many of which people like myself would never even have the opportunity. Like, even if I wanted to buy a dram,
everything in balance. Everything in balance.
Literally doing it just to smooth over the harshness of that guilt of giving people Canadian mist.
There's no guilt.
I'm still trying to make up for that terrible.
32 years.
Feel guilty about something, then yeah.
Redbreast Dreamcast. Yeah, he's like, I gotta give him the Dreamcast now because it just.
Yep.
I gave him a miss. Oh, Brandon, that is a really tasty, super delicious dram. Nice one, buddy. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous bottle.
Gave him the mist.
You should be excited. That's awesome. I've never had, definitely never had a bottle myself, but I've had samples, and it is marvelous.
Marvelous.
And they're definitely become scarce because of that whole non-chill filtered fiasco, which I'm not going to get into because it's been played to death. Yes, definitely. We are definitely in the birdhouse. We're not Irish whiskey, in our blood like you, but we are in the birdhouse. And Brad does have a dream cask, the last release, waiting in Ireland.
Yes,
so,
but not the most recent one just dropped, and I unfortunately didn't get a bottle.
The one previous.
Somebody actually, one of the members.
Isn't there one here too?
Yes, there's a bottle of the second one there, I think.
This is what I'd be looking for. So yeah, Donald, bear with me for a moment.
Yeah, I have a tiny sample of the 32 here still that I'm saving. I have a bottle of the second one in the US and a bottle of the third one in Ireland. I'm very sad.
Nice. Oh, you have a bottle of the second one?
Brad's International Whiskey Vault.
Check this out, guys. So somebody picked this. Yeah, Peter. Peter knows exactly what I'm talking about, and I'm just gonna try and. I hate not having a mouse. I'm using a laptop trackpad. It is incredibly.
Ew.
Not even a J mouse.
Okay. All right. Let's see what this does. Oh, I think I'm literally I'm basically could be working at Google with the skills that I'm displaying. 26 year, is this one you're speaking of, Donald? Actually, no, sorry. This is a store specific. This was a store bottling for the Temple Bar. So yeah, probably not that one. But how gnarly do those look? All sherry.
That would be interesting.
Single cask. 26 years. Yeah, my goodness gracious. I would absolutely love to try those.
I haven't had
actually,
Redbreast that I haven't enjoyed yet. So
yeah, same here. Redbreast is just batting 1,000 for me. It's not. I mean, sure, they also produce the best whiskey I've ever had in my life, but I've never had a bad one. They're batting 1,000. Give them a little extra, like 1,001 for that whole dream cask thing. But yeah, they certainly sherry.
Oh no,
sherry.
Who's coming in now?
Is that Al? Oh no,
Void is having issues.
It is
Someone is trying to break through.
Oh, where am I?
Wow.
Hi, Arnold.
Hey, Arnold from
Hey, Arnie.
like 30 years ago.
What happened?
Time is weird in the void, I know.
Oh, where's the cookie? I want a cookie.
No cookies.
No cookies?
No cookies, Arnold.
No cookies.
Okay.
But in about 20 years, you'll be a governor, so that's fun.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh.
It's Patrick Swayze. No.
The void is having some serious issues today. I don't know.
Listen, I think my source code leaked.
The void's been hacked.
I was gonna say, did the void get COVID? Because we don't know how that would work.
If it works this way, I'm confused.
That would be very strange.
That would be very, very strange.
I'm gonna go sort this out.
Okay.
All right, Void. Good luck with that. When the Void has issues, things get real weird.
Yes.
You still working on that, Christina?
Yes. I poured way too much of something way too high proof. Besides working all my energy today on
Oh, is that still the Alliance?
Yeah, it's still
well,
I have two alliances here. I was gonna move over to the Wyoming Whiskey Inc. Alliance, but I still haven't finished my Texas Whiskey Festival blend. So
this Torba is delicious. It's that perfect level where it's definitely super heavy peated, but so delicate.
Nice.
Because everything else, definitely a lot of ex-bourbon. I think almost exclusively ex-bourbon, I'd say. I'm not getting any sherry notes whatsoever, but it is really, really nice. Again, super spiky, harsh peat, and then just cuts right into the nice, delicate ex-bourbon notes that just stay tingling on the tongue.
Nice.
See, yeah, Elements of Isla is definitely one of those bottlers that is batting 1,000 as well for me. I haven't had one that I've disliked, but I've only had 4, so it's not very many. But we do have a Buna, Elements of Isla peated Buna on the way.
Sweet.
That does sound good.
That'll be tasty.
Yeah, and
I'm going with some Aaron, the Bothy Court. I don't know if that'll focus. The Bothy Quarter Cask.
Yeah, Bothy Quarter Cask. That's a gooder. That is a good dram right there. That's incredibly good value. Because they were going for like 65
the last of that
bucks, I think, or 70 bucks.
So sad.
Yeah, that's a good. I'm a big fan of the cask strength non-age statement. Not necessarily specifically because of non-age statement. I like how a lot of distilleries or bottlers have realized that there's a lot of value in having something less watered down. And you don't necessarily maybe need those extra years in a cask, and you can just leave a little bit more ABV in the cask and bottle it a little younger and still release a really, really nice, tasty whiskey. Lots of case in points for the younger stuff, and the crown for me in this discussion would be Lagavulin. Lagavulin 16. It's their flagship. It's one of the highest selling, peated whiskeys around. Everyone knows it. It's so famous. It's great, blah blah blah. But their 12-year-old, which again is 4 years younger, just blows it out of the water. So like in every way, shape, or form, and just it's a magical whiskey, and I love Lager 16. I really do. It's a great whiskey. I'll probably always have on my shelf, but the every 12 release I've had is just again twice as good. And why? Because it's cast strength. Sure, it's younger, but I still maintain that maintaining a stronger ABV and less water is always going to be, in my opinion, more valuable than more time spent in a cask. Hot topic, and we all know my.
Donald wants to know when he should pour in Celebration. Yeah,
I mean, sure, yeah. A Milton sounds great to me.
Yeah.
That's excellent. I just got my first one the other day. So,
progress. Oh, did you? Congratulations!
You should make
it's a shit show here, but progress.
It is
progress.
A shit show here. We have. It's very, very broken down here. It's like, oh, everyone from here is eligible unless you're in this area and you're not an essential worker. Then it's only this age. But whatever. That's all getting, as it goes through it, it'll be working better. I'm sure.
Meanwhile, here, I think everybody that kind of wants to get one and has probably most likely gotten one at this point.
Right.
Now they're doing the kids.
Yeah, you guys have been at it for a while though. Like we had stuff like it's been a shit show, especially in our province. A lot of stuff sitting in freezers or fridges and stuff. And
trust me, ours was a shit show for a while.
In the beginning, yeah, it was a shit show.
Yeah. We're just sort of in the shit show phase. we were doing okay while you guys were a shit show, and now it's sort of flipped, but it'll even out.
Stop trying to be like America.
There's a lot
right?
of...
Entropy wins, man.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, Donald Rocca, Barry Crockett Legacy, Middleton. Never had that one, but it's Adam. Adam liked it more or equal to Dream Cask. So a lot of value do I put in the Barry Crockett Legacy. And I know there's different years, but I'm sure they're still of the similar quality. Eating a sub, nice. Texas 12 and up are eligible. Yeah, big things in the States. You guys definitely can't be knocked for the vaccination. I'm sure you can at some point or in some state or whatever at some level, but realistically, especially given again what like Brad was saying, the way that it was before, there's not much to complain there.
I mean, so basically, it's the same thing that's happened like World War II or whatever. It's like when all of a sudden we have to put a logistics chain together, we can generally put a logistics chain together.
Yeah. It just takes way too long to decide, like, oh, we should actually, like, deal with this.
Correct.
Oh, okay. And then they just deal with it.
Yeah.
And from then on, it's mostly under control.
Yeah. Committees,
they're hard to convince to start doing a thing.
Yeah. Fuck. You know what? I just noticed that. And it reminded me back in the day when I had those pumpkin lights up and Vito was so distracted by the pumpkin lights.
Distracted? That doesn't sound right.
Not at all.
Let me see if I can't
do some tech support on that.
Just put something on there so it stops flashing.
Oh, come on.
Music from the void.
You get that clock.
Is not well. The void is not well.
Celebrities from the past getting sucked into the void. Now there's music. The void is having issues.
I'm fairly certain that it might be like a quantum flux thing happening, and it ain't good.
Sure.
Banana phone.
Drag it to 420 is classic. Sure.
Just for you, puffs and drams, okay?
Perfect.
Flashing clock is not a flashing anymore. Listen, you ask and we deliver here at Cast Strength, okay?
Problem solved.
You ask and we deliver. Problem solved. It is now 4:20, which creates a whole nother problem on its own. But
Problem
Only for 2.
Opportunity.
Problem for 2. Oh, that's a nice little. That's like a short play for Broadway written in the late 1800s. A problem for 2.
Yeah, welcome to A Problem for 2. Please take your seats now.
I mean, that does sound like a some kind of.
It sounds like the play that precedes Waiting for Godot.
Sure.
Nobody steal my play title. I am
directly following
starting this treatment tonight.
Following Waiting for Godot is A Problem for 1.
Oh.
Very awkward.
So rumor has it that they are filming the Deadpool film just down the street from me in my town. And I can't write it off because literally up the street is where they're filming Handmaid's Tale. Even further up the same road, 20 minutes further, but still the same road. They're filming the whatever the DC show was that had Arkham Asylum in it. They turned the old jail in Guelph up the road to the Arkham Asylum. I think it's called Heroes.
I don't know, man.
Or
Maybe
something like that. I don't know. It's like a weird. It's a weird newer show. I haven't seen it. I don't know about it. They just filmed that whatever movie with The Rock and Kevin Hart. They just filmed a movie
Jumanji?
With, no, not Jumanji. Unless it's Jumanji 3, but I don't think it is. I think this is more of like a cop city. They had a car hanging from a crane at one point. Oh, maybe it is Jumanji because the animals got out in the last one.
I don't know.
It could be. Who knows? It could be Jumanji, but it was Rock and Kevin Hart.
Spoilers?
And Andy Garcia, my buddy, sent me a video from his balcony looking down at Andy Garcia wearing like a woman's dress and like running down the street, and they had all it shut down. They film a lot of stuff within 20 minutes of my house, like a lot of stuff. But yeah, the rumor has it is what's it called? Deadpool going on downtown. So who knows?
Fun.
Good old,
I mean, makes sense.
Good old Canadian. The like filming. We were a huge buzz back in the day because we had Babe. Who else was in Boys Club besides Devon Sawa? Nobody.
Oh my God, that's a name I haven't heard in ages.
Oh yeah, and so but he was big time.
Fucking Devon Sawa. Jesus
yeah, it was
Christ.
Nobody. You can see me as an extra in the film Legend of Gatorface and Disney's Simon Birch. They filmed both of those also in our town. I think we have like crazy benefits for filming in our town.
Yep, probably.
So I don't know if it was just me, but you broke up during the first one, and it sounded like Legends of Taserface.
Taserface.
Imagine
that would be good too.
Imagine there's a movie called Legends of Taserface, and it's me that's in it.
That's the sci-fi spin-off sequel.
It's metaphorical.
Yeah. It's metaphorical.
You know what? we need to push Taserface because our boy can get up in on that as another. He could be like a main character in Taserface. What?
Yeah,
100%. Roll Burley. What?
Yikes!
It's happening now. It's happening. It's official.
All right,
it's been signed on. It's a project.
You know what? Somebody's got to write it and then pitch it because we got to get that done.
You can get an AI to write movies these days. It's fine.
I mean, that's also true.
That's very, very true.
Definitely not. In fact, I haven't heard of those, Donald. To be honest, I literally haven't even heard of them, much less enjoyed one. So, and if you want to change that, we will not stop you. Nobody here will stop you. And yes, there you go. That's another excellent. I could have said that, and that would have been just as smooth. But yes, you got it, Charles. That's perfect. Oh, Legend of Taserface.
There you go. We'll just feed that into GPT-3, with a couple of cheesy 80s action movie scripts or something, and just generate something. That'll be great.
Legends of Taserface. It's metaphorical. Subtitle.
I like it.
Yeah, it has to be. That's the only logical subtitle. quite literally, like that makes. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It makes the entire title better than the actual title.
And it could be like the weirdest friggin' like acid trip of a movie, and it would be fine.
Sure, just little vignettes, because it's the tales of Taserface. Right?
The Tales of Taserface.
That's like oh my god.
A lot of pros and cons to this. Okay, so let's start here. Why don't we all go down to Calgary? Interested for Stampede. So I've been to Stampede 2, 3 of them, 4 of them maybe, because I used to go to Calgary in the summer. Maybe I've actually only I'm not remembering how many I've been to, but
Sounds like a powwow. What is it?
it's Calgary Stampede's massive. It's like the biggest stampede I think in the world. Even down there for you guys in the States, just giant rodeo. It's rodeo. They got rope and let's raise and rope
drunken rodeo things, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically a giant thing. It's huge. They sell like billions of dollars worth of beer, and it's just a big giant rodeo. It's massive.
Think of like people that go crazy for the Super Bowl, but it's a rodeo instead.
Yeah, like hundreds of thousands of people. It's
very strange.
How many people?
Probably maybe more than probably million.
More than none. I don't know how many, Christina.
More than none.
More than none.
All right, I'm
we
there.
can skip Stampede. We'll go to Calgary. I'll definitely rock a cowboy hat. I'm not adverse to a cowboy hat, and we will sip scotch because Calgary is the fucking whiskey capital of Canada by leaps and bounds.
It's true.
I just want to go into a mom and pop shop and buy a bottle of whiskey. That's one of my bucket list items is to go in a store that's not controlled by the government and it's the same prices in every store and selection and all of that. Walk in there, talk to someone that owns the store. Hi, Bill. How you doing? What you got here? Oh, a scotch that isn't available at the LCBO. Oh, it's also half the price of the stuff that is available at the LCBO. I'm going to get one of these, please. And, it could be the only one on the shelf, that type of deal, right? We don't get that up here. It's not something that we get. I'm going to come down and visit you guys in Jersey, and all I'm going to be doing is going to fucking, like, mom and pop liquor stores.
There's not a lot of mom and pops left, unfortunately.
That sucks.
But none of them are government run, so there's that.
I'm going to have to start filling up this infinity bottle again soon.
Oh, jeez. Yes, you are.
You're gonna be able to. Yeah, as long as there's a drop in there, you're good. But
yep,
it's still an infinity bottle as long as there's still a drop in there.
That's right. That's the beauty of it. It is really neat, and it makes you really think about some of those Solera casks that they have in some of the distilleries, like the one that sparked me was the Glenfiddich 15. Like their standard 15 bottling is Solera cask. So there's some whiskey in there. Again, if only a tiny bit. Super fucking old. Like super old. But
there's at least an atom of whiskey in there that is God knows how old.
Right.
Yeah, right? And that's just kind of neat because it is in there. And it's like me saying when I have the Big Pete, it's the closest thing I'm ever going to get to drinking Port Ellen. But there is Port Ellen in there. So, I am having some Port Ellen. Sure, it's blended with something else, but it's in there. But yeah.
I'll have my agent contact you.
Oh, shit. Excellent. Oh, Void. We don't deserve you, Void. So good.
Is that the Glenfiddich, AJ, that you're talking about? Because yes, I also would agree with that. I wish that I had enough money and time and space to have a cask, like even just a 5-gallon, that I could eventually build up to have something like that.
Seems about right.
Oh my god.
The Void is breaking down.
Oh god.
The simulation has ended.
Right. There's a lot of glitches in the Matrix currently.
Oh my
It is bonkers.
god. I can't.
So how you doing, Christina?
Yeah, I agree 100%, and it is that simple. Just bump up the ABV and the other jazz, even if it was just the ABV. But again, like, with the higher ABV, generally comes the non-chill filtered, and that. But
also, fuck you, Terry.
Harsh.
It happens. You're not around all the time. World doesn't revolve around you.
That is true.
Be nice to Terry. I'm going to defend Terry because he has whiskey that I need to get.
Terry, I'm going to be nice to Terry because he's got mad connections to go gallivanting around incredible, like, dream sports cars of driving around Scotland. That's why I'm going to be nice to Terry.
Doesn't matter then.
It definitely matters, but I trust you a lot more than I trust Terry to keep the whiskey safe.
To keep the whiskey safe.
Reality is falling apart. Reality is breaking.
So I didn't even, I'm going to be honest, I didn't even like, are tickets still available? Like, I don't even know. I know that Vito asked me, oh, did you get tickets for Tex? And I said no, because at this stage, regardless of any type of borders or anything, like, it, for me, unfortunately, it's not, I can't do it because I've got a lot of catching up to do. I really can't afford it, which really sucks. I'm not just speaking financially, but just my whole life. Yeah. I can't afford to do that. So unfortunately, I won't be. Who knows? Anything can happen.
I may be able to, theoretically, possibly, but it's definitely not a guarantee at this point.
We will probably, more than likely, almost guaranteed not be there. I will hopefully be back in school. Finances, because of the past year, don't really allow us to take a lot of trips. Yeah, it's hard to justify. And my mom is actually recovering from cancer currently, so I'd rather not be around a large number of people until I know she's fully recovered. So.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Now art is coming alive. Literally, reality is breaking down.
And no, AJ, we had not mentioned that yet. But yes, I will be on Whiskey and Lipstick this Sunday. I believe
it's
4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bunch of us, they're doing campfire whiskeys. So
awesome.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah. So.
Nice to see that you're going on other shows with way better topics than we ever have on our show.
Did I come up with the topic? Absolutely not. This is not on me.
I think we could all agree that when other people put in the work, any of us are more than happy to show up.
Yes.
When
hang out.
Sunday?
It's Sunday, yes, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This Sunday. Okay. The 30th. Yep.
If any of you guys have or have not checked out a Whiskey and Lipstick, I being completely honest, haven't in like a year, maybe even more.
It's
like,
been
I don't know
spotty
if it was
for
that
them.
long.
It sounds like it's been spotty for them.
But I think it was like a year ago, I want to say. But it's a good time. some badass whiskey women who you can definitely learn a hell of a lot from and have a really good time watching. So you guys should definitely check that out because it'll be more entertaining than us, and again, you'll probably learn something too.
Women who are on regular YouTube channels that are a lot more whiskey related.
It's only been like 2 weeks since we had an actual, real professional guest on. Terry,
that's true.
Man.
Whiskey.
It's still true, but like, come on, man.
Yeah, there's it's a good selection on the panel too, and especially when you're going to be on there because you have peat freaks, bourbon freaks, a sommelier. I don't know what level.
Two sommeliers.
That's right, Sarah. Yeah. And it's a wicked little nice cross section of the whiskey women that are out there, and I'm happy to say we're seeing more of because again, without getting too deep into a can of worms, it's obviously one of the more male dominated industries on the planet, and not just so much on an industry level, but on the hobby level too. And for myself, on the hobby level. Yeah.
Industry level, they definitely have their fair share of I wouldn't say representation, but they have their place in them. We'd like to see a little bit more representation with them.
And the respect level too is starting to snowball, because it shouldn't even be a thing, right? That whole the whole mentality of all of that, like it shouldn't be a thing, like it isn't a real thing in real life. So once we progress on that. Sorry, the discrimination, if you will, and all of that is a thing, but like the reality of the inequality isn't a thing. Like women are going to be making just as good or better whiskey than men, like period. So it is really good to see though, with your, like your Heather Greens, for example, that just really kind of broke the door down and really drew some attention into that area. But in the Owls group, even I'm seeing a lot more women join up, which is fantastic. Because I think that there would be, and again, I don't want to say intimidation, but it kind of sucks. And the reality is any whiskey group you want to take out there is going to have such a vast majority of men.
Yeah.
And unfortunately you see a woman post, and it could be something completely like nothing to do with anything but straight whiskey, and there's going to be a bunch of comments about stupid shit, dumb comments. So I think that that's a big deterrent for someone as a woman that's like, oh, there's this whiskey group, I'd like to join up and maybe share some of my stuff. But the last time I was in a group like that, I did, and I got 20 messages about, oh, I'll take any whiskey delivered by you type of stupid shit.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of breaking down a bit. And again, I'm only basing this on the kind of a small sample that I have as the admin of a fairly small group, but it is an exponential thing. Every month we have more women joining up. So that's awesome. And it's thanks to the little things like live streams, whiskey and lipstick type of stuff, It's all contributing to it. So there's my big tangent.
As she should be, Donald, even though she won't try Floki yet, and I'll get her.
We will get that.
She's so not into Pete. It's like Floki has got to be. It has to be her number one. Not like she's so. There's got to be no interest whatsoever for her to try.
Yeah. It's just a completely psychological thing at this point. She just refuses. But it'll happen at some point.
It will. We will get her there.
Yeah, so check that out on Sunday, everybody. If you can.
Yeah, that'll be a good time.
Nice way to wind down the evening with a dram or a cocktail or whatever. Ooh, nice. Extravaganza too.
That's fun.
That was one of those. That was really one of those special bottlings, if you will, of like the standard spice, like a standard bottling and then like a special that really was just head and shoulders above
Yes.
The standard. And the standard spice tree is great. It's a great whiskey, but the extravaganza is like
miles different.
Apricots. All apricots.
All day.
Yeah.
All day,
That's what I'm saying, Charles. That's what I've been trying to tell her. Like, it's not peated.
True.
But she was just
It's
yeah,
shitted.
that is
it's shit. It's, I mean, yeah. And yes, it tastes like a barnyard, but like in a good way.
Yeah. It doesn't. It's not like it tastes like shit.
It tastes like
And
hay.
the non shit smoked one, just like the regular wood smoked one, tastes very barnyardy too. Like that's not the shit part. I don't know.
Dumb comments about women in the whiskey community.
Yeah, no, again for me it's one of just a solid point there from Donald.
Troglodyte.
And it sucks because it's going to happen, and it's not just specifically the whiskey community, but again because of the nature of how long it's been just a kind of a boys' club. So it's just inherently going to be it's going to happen. But again, from what I'm seeing, it's getting a lot better. So that's really good stuff, and it's awesome because I have the power, even though it's a small group. I'm not going to lie; like I like having the ability. I don't have to be that person. I can just kick them the fuck out of the group. I don't need to do. It's like, yep, well, take a fucking hike. Like, good job, you know. And I don't always do that. I'm not hammer happy. I always try and educate first and make people see, usually through sarcasm, how stupid and ignorant they are being. But then if it escalates or there's any type of name calling or that type of stuff, we don't fuck around. They just get the fuck.
I am banhammer happy, and none of the other admins have yelled at me yet for anything that I've done. So
I tried to be a little banhammer happy, or at least mute happy, and I kind of got not a lot of trouble, but I think I made a lot more problems than necessary.
You know what? Sometimes you got to do that.
Away from my mod duties a little bit for right now.
You got to do what you got to do sometimes, you know.
And there it is.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just stupid. People are the worst.
Yep. But and again, like the whole thing comes back, and I know it's redundant, but it sucks that we even have to have this conversation, that it's a topic, but it is. Yeah. And I think that because people have been having these discussions is what's breaking it down a little bit more. And the more chips away, hopefully the wall will crash down one day. I'm not going to say taglines like crush the patriarchy, but hashtag crush the patriarchy. Yeah. Sure. Maybe I said it. Maybe it needs
you did several times, as a matter of fact.
Several.
Modern feminism is for all genders. Just saying. Yeah.
Holy moly, what's going on?
I don't know.
You're the only one seeing whatever you're seeing. Okay. So I don't know.
We are over.
It is about that time.
Tangent. We went on a tangent.
It is about that time. So that might be a good point to end on. You know, just crush the patriarchy.
Crush the patriarchy.
Cheers.
Crush the patriarchy.
Cheers.
It's all a lie. Everything's a lie.
End it. Kill it. No.